Hi, my name is Kelsey Clausen, and this is my summary of learning for EC&I 834. I have been fortunate enough to take other classes from ALEC where my summary of learning was demonstrated through the use of Powtoon. This semester, ALEC encouraged students to try a different mode of delivery to showcase their summary of learning. In the spirit of learning and trying new ways, I decided to explain my summary of learning through the simple but effective use of screen recording. I was first introduced to the concept of screen recording last semester, but had never been required to do one until asked to provide an overview of my course prototype for EC&I 834. Having never done a screencast, I was impressed at how simple it made explaining my online course to our online learning community. Furthermore, I recognized how effective a screencast would be when creating lessons for students who were absent from a class due to a variety of reasons, including mental or physical health concerns, or perhaps even a teacher who was planning for a substitute teacher. Providing a screencast or a screen recording of an explained lesson plan would allow a substitute teacher to focus on behavior management and answering questions rather than teaching content. As I begin my summary of learning, I reflect on one of the articles that I read for this course. Chapter 9, Modes of Delivery by Tony Bates was a great way to kickstart my learning in EC&I 834 as it highlighted the importance of considering student needs. As a learning resource teacher, my roles have consistently focused on how to best support students in all classrooms. These include fully online, blended, or face-to-face settings. As I mentioned in the blogs that I wrote in the beginnings of this course, it must be the goal of an educator to select the most effective mode of course delivery for the various learning needs and styles in every classroom. Tony Bates encourages teachers to ask themselves the following questions. Who are or could be my students? What is my preferred teaching approach? What are the content and skills that I need to teach? And finally, what resources will I have to support my decision? These questions posed by Bates in Chapter 9 of his text directed my online course development for this class. Chapter 4, Methods of Teaching with an Online Focus by Tony Bates was also an instrumental article when reflecting on my online course throughout the semester. Based on Chapter 4 by Bates, the following points are ones that I learned that are important aspects of online and blended courses. The use of appropriate technology, providing clear guidelines on student online behavior, making sure students are prepared through orientations, providing clear goals, using appropriate topics, setting an appropriate tone or requirements for discussion, clearly defining learner roles and expectations, monitoring the participation of individual learners and responding accordingly, providing regular, ongoing instructor presence, and finally, ensuring there's strong articulation between discussion topics and assessment. The design of my own online course was a major learning experience for me. From the initial design of my course profile to the final completion of my second module, my online counseling for adolescent parents course provided me with a great deal of insight into the process of designing and facilitating an online and/or branded course. I'm now going to just jump to my online course to show you how I have designed it through the use of Google Classroom. The LMS that I chose for my online course was, of course, Google Classroom. I had never used Google Classroom before, so the entire process was a new experience for me. I learned how to create topics or modules, as well as how to upload content videos, assignments, and links to tools like Flipgrid. I was quite satisfied with Google Classroom and how user-friendly it was for me to create the shell of my course. In addition to this, I was impressed at Google Classroom's app that I downloaded on my iPhone. The Google Classroom app is an excellent way for online users to access content and participate in online interactions from the comfort of their own cellular device. Creating my online course also allowed me to gain more experience with online tools like Powtoon and Flipgrid. For the purposes of delivering content to participants in an auditory and visual way, I chose to create informative videos using Powtoon. You'll notice in Module 2 I have one here, and I also have one here. In Module 4, I have a Powtoon video here, and also I have another Powtoon video. Creating these videos served as more practice in using this online tool. When requesting participants to do reflections on their learning, I used Flipgrid. In Module 2, participants are asked to create 3 action steps and post it in Flipgrid. In my second module that I created, students are asked to explain their action steps again using Flipgrid. I had previous experience using Flipgrid to create responses in other classes, but it was helpful to learn how to create online responses in a facilitator role. This semester in EC&I 834 pushed me to learn more about online and blended learning through the eyes of a designer and facilitator. Through authors like Bates and instruction from my professor and learning community, I was able to successfully design an online course, and a result, hope to facilitate it in the future. Thanks to Alec and my wonderful colleagues for yet another great semester of online learning.